My name is Jay Strachan, welcome to my channel. Today is a very exciting day for me. It's the day that I have finally finished my first proper oil painting. Now, I'm sure many of you have wanted to try painting for a very long time, but every time you open up a YouTube tutorial, the end result just seems so far out of reach. I'm here to tell you that it's not. I've avoided oil painting for the longest time because I thought I would never be able to create something that I'm happy with. I knew that there were barriers in my way, and I used them as an excuse to just stay in my comfort zone. Being red-green colorblind meant that I avoided using color my entire artistic life. I've always just stuck with basic black and white graphite pencils. But I've decided now that I want to give painting a proper try, and honestly, I couldn't be happier with how this one turned out. I made so many mistakes and changed the final design so many times, but the final result is something that I'm really quite proud of. So if art and painting is something that you've wanted to try, but have been worried that you're not able to, stick around, because if I can do it, so can you. So for this piece, I started with a reference image. I selected an image that had a fairly muted color palette because I didn't want to try and do too much too quickly. Working from a reference image is a really good idea when you're starting out, but you'll see later on in the video that sometimes it's okay to abandon that image later on. So to start with, I started blocking in the basic shapes. Not worrying too much about the details at the moment, just trying to get the overall composition of the image set on the canvas. One of the best things about working with paint is that you work in layers, so if something doesn't look right away, you don't have to worry because you can always go back over it and change it later. Working with pencils is much more stressful in that way because it's a lot harder to change the composition of a pencil drawing midway through. You know, you can't always guarantee that you'll be able to erase something fully or draw over it, whereas with painting, with paints, it's a lot simpler to change something later on down the road where, you know, adjust something or add in a new figure. It's much easier to do that with paint than it is with pencil, and I'm honestly really enjoying this aspect of the medium. I do still love drawing with pencils, but honestly, painting might just be catching up as one of my new favorite mediums. The freedom that comes from knowing that if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, that you will be able to go back and fix it, is just incredible when you're trying to create an artwork. Not having to worry about every single brushstroke being perfect, just being able to go at your own pace and know that you can change things later on. It's so freeing, and it makes the whole process just so much more relaxing. Here I wasn't particularly happy with the overall composition of the foreground, so I just decided to change it. And this is basically where I started to abandon the reference image that I had been using. But if I'm being totally honest, I'm really happy that I did, because I think the final image that I came up with is more what I wanted than it would have been if I had just followed the reference image. I'm really happy with the end result, and I hope that I can keep creating more artwork just like this one. So this one took a bit longer than I had expected, but I'm new to painting, so honestly that's not that big of a surprise. Going forward, I'll have more understanding of the process, I'll be able to dedicate more time to it, and I won't get in my own head as much about every little detail being right off the bat. I'll know that I can just block things in first, come back later. So going forward, I hope to be able to create more artworks more quickly. Now, with this piece completed, I've also decided that I want to try and make art a full-time profession. This is a big step for me. Drawing and painting and creating has always been a hobby, but I really want to turn it into something more. And that's a bit daunting. It's scary, but I think coming to that decision has been a really, really powerful moment for me. I want to make art a major part of my life, so going forward I'm going to devote a lot more time to improving my skills, adding to my portfolio, uploading videos to my channel. I've even started building a website now, so eventually when I have a few more pieces complete, I'm going to put those up for sale, get my name out there a bit. I'm setting myself a timeline to create artwork more frequently, and I'm doing all this so that one day I can open up my own art studio and say that I am a professional artist. That is the goal. I want to be able to become a full-time professional artist, and part of why I'm uploading this video and part of why I'm telling everyone here is because vocalizing this and makes it a real goal. It's something that I have to, it's a promise to both myself and to all of you that this is something I'm going to do. So if you've enjoyed this video and if you've made it this far, please show your support, leave a like, tell me what you thought down in the comments, subscribe to my channel. I'm sitting at the baseline right now, but I want to see all of you up the top of the hill one day, and I want to film and upload the entire process. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.